Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine. Delighted today to join Mr. C4 British champion Chev Clarke. Chev, good to see you, mate. It's been a while. How's things? How are you?
I'm good, Lou. How are you, my man?
All the better for seeing you. As I say, I haven't seen you in a couple months. But obviously a big fight now, Viddal Riley. It's fight week. How are things ahead of a big fight on Saturday night, defending the British crown against a very, very worthy contender in Viddal Riley? How are things ahead of another massive fight for yourself?
Yeah, everything's good. Been away, been in a dungeon, preparing, and we're ready. We're ready to go, and happy to be on a card. It's going to be a great night.
As you say, happy to be on the card, and obviously a massive occasion for yourself. Probably not the stadium of choice, being an Arsenal fan. But yeah, I guess when you look at the occasion, you look at Tottenham, everything that's around it. Is that something you appreciate, or is it just strictly business on Saturday night? It's
strictly business, but obviously the accessories are great. Being an Arsenal fan, and it just makes it a bit more tasty for the consumers.
Do you like that Arsenal Tottenham rivalry? Viddal, very proud Tottenham supporter from Tottenham. Yourself, proud Arsenal fan. Yeah, do you like that sort of dynamic? Is it something you really?
I don't know about him, but I'm an Arsenal fan. Like, it's been evident from day one. So for me, I'm always representing Arsenal, not just on a big occasion. You know,
be representing them throughout fight week when you're at the stadium and stuff.
Been representing them from the beginning of my career.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good to hear. Look. I haven't spoke to you actually since the Mosquera fight, which was obviously a disappointing end to what was quite a good 2024 for yourself. We haven't seen much from you since then. Not much posts on social media. Been a bit quiet since then. Has that been intentional for yourself, sort of just to sort of go under the radar for a bit and I guess sort of take time for yourself after that fight?
Well, I'm just living my life, man, and I just didn't want to be on social media. So focus on what I got to do. Learn my craft and make adjustments, add what I needed to add. And now that I've got a fight for you guys to see it, you'll see it.
As I said, I haven't spoke to you since the Mosquera fight. First defeat in quite some time for yourself, since the Olympics, which was about 4 years ago now. How difficult was that to deal with? And I know you've got another fight now and you're focused on that, but just looking back for a second on that, was that hard to deal with, sort of dealing with defeat?
Yeah, of course, nobody wants to lose, but I've said it already today. I went down in the first round and I came back and fought enough that people thought I won the fight. So a defeat in some ways, but not really a defeat. There's a lot more positives to take from that fight than negatives. So if anybody's looking at it and think, oh, he lost there, like we can do, you need to think again, really.
Yeah, and it's a cliche question, and especially now being experienced as you are, do you feel like you learned something from that?
I learned something from every fight, So there's nothing special about that fight per se. There's loads to pick up from it, which we have dissected. But yeah. You learn something from every fight, don't you?
Yeah. And I know the answer to this. I feel like you're not going to be bothered about it. But when you are coming off defeat, there is going to be question marks for yourself. Important than ever now on Saturday night that you need to make a statement and sort of put away them question marks and answer those questions in a sense.
I suppose so. But it's just another fight, and I've got to go in there. I've got the belt. It's my belt. There's a narrative that kind of makes it seem like Viddal's doing me a favour here. He's got the belt. It's my belt, and I've got to show why I got the belt and why and how I'm going to keep the belt.
Why do you feel like Viddal's doing you a favour, or why do you feel like that's the narrative?
Because that's the way that it's been pushed.
From who?
Generally from the media. So
okay, but.
Why is there a but? It's either yes or no.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying. I don't know. I think I wouldn't subscribe to that, because at the end of the day you're the champion. So
I know that.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know that and you saw what's been going on, would you think that? You had to think about it. That means no.
No, like,
But you had to think about it.
but I don't know. I don't know what
about
you're trying to. Yeah, I'm not sure what point you're trying to make, but.
I told you what point
no,
is.
I understand. Yeah, but okay.
But you agreed because you had to think about it.
No, I just didn't. No, I just don't agree with what you're saying. Like with Viddal in the.
But you had to think about it. If you, we'll leave that.
Okay, all right, we'll move on. But as I say, regardless of that, regardless of whoever the champion is or whoever the belt is, people wanted to see you two fight for a while, and I think. Aside from the main event, your fight is probably what is most interesting on the card. Do you feel like sort of that you sort of plan to have a fan-friendly fight, or sort of that the fans garner interest in both of your two styles because it's a fight that's been wanting to see for a while?
I think because you have to say like both of our fights are going to. This is the best card on the best fight on the card, and I'm going there to bring my belt back home, bro. That's it. There ain't no. I'm going there to win. I don't care if it's fan friendly or not. I'm bringing my belt back home. Good to hear. Chev, appreciate you taking time to speak to me. Always good to see you, mate. And all the best on Saturday against Viddal Riley. Thank you very much. Thank you, mate. Cheers.